if you're new here, I'm Kaniti, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. So today I want to do another jojo video, watching Hamon Beat, and I chose a small one, so hopefully this video is not like 2 hours long. Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan, OVA and manga differences, and I have watched episodes of Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan a while ago. I remember them not that badly, but also obviously not perfectly, but I thought it would be curious to watch and see some differences, and I think the moments shown here will probably remind me of these OVAs. I remember they were quite interesting, so let's watch this video by Hamon Beat. Also go to his channel and watch the original video without my interruptions, give a like and a comment and everything. I'm just reacting to what he has made, so let's get it, let's go.
Hamon Beat!
Maybe I made it a bit too loud this time. Usually it's so quiet in my video.
Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan is a series of one-shot manga chapters written by Hirohiko Araki. They star the Part 4 character Rohan and focus on a variety of different stories. The first chapter...
I didn't read the manga itself, so it's double interesting for me because I only watched the animation of it.
...appeared in Araki's short story collection Under Execution Under Jailbreak in 1997.
The artist looks so cool, like how he's melting into the floor. That's pretty cool.
The next chapter came out 10 years later in 2007, and they have continued to come out semi-frequently since then. The second and third chapters were adapted in the form of an OVA.
So there are more chapters in manga than the ones that has been adapted in the anime. So I think I was told that like not all of them were adapted, not all of them were animated. So maybe it would be interesting to go and read the chapters that were not animated, maybe also like make a reaction on them.
Bundled with the Part 4 anime's Blu-rays. Now in 2020, the first and 8th chapters have been adapted, and thankfully all 4 are now available in Blu-ray quality.
It was so recent.
In this video, we'll be going over all of the differences between the one-shot chapters and the OVAs. The first chapter to be adapted is actually the third, Millionaire Village.
Okay, I remember Millionaire Village. It's the one where I was like the manners and the etiquette. This is not for me. I would not be, no. I remember that.
Hiro Otoishi can now be seen walking in the background while Rohan is speaking with Izumi. In the manga, Izumi says that she found the village on Google Maps. She no longer says this specifically, but the app that she found the village on Google Maps.
That's not what I'm saying. I mean about research for a story. Here, look at this. I found it on Google Maps.
She no longer says this specifically, but the app on her phone is made to look more like Google Maps. When talking about where to...
Okay, that's not much of a difference, I suppose. The answer is in front of the main entrance, not inside, but before you enter the entranceway. That's because it may be dirty or have dust stuck to it.
Place his coat in the manga, Rohan touches the entrance. In the OVA, he only points. Izumi now hands Rohan the baby bird before heading inside. More of the inside of the village is shown. Rohan now does his pose from Rohan Goes to the Louvre before picking up the coin.
Rohan Goes to Louvre? Wait, what? We didn't have that animated. But they used it here. What are they going to use when they animate that?
Heaven's Door can now be seen appearing to put the bird back in the nest.
So I guess everything like with the bird didn't happen in manga, and okay.
New scene of Rohan eating lunch with Josuke, Koichi, and Okuyasu. Rohan mentions that he is living at Koichi's house, a detail first mentioned in the previous chapter.
Okay, I haven't gone so far as to take out loans, but right now I don't have a house. Wait, what? Koichi is letting me stay at his place. I don't even have a desk to draw manga on. Wait, that's serious. I even had to sell off all my Sailor Moon figures. I thought it's called figurines. My Led Zeppelin record sleeves and all my volumes of Kensh? What the heck? Sailor Moon, that's like my childhood anime. I had Sailor Moon figurines too. I didn't sell them, but they kind of disappeared. I was very small, me and my sister played with them, and a lot of the toys we had, they just, I don't know, they kind of disappeared inside the house. I don't know, like how spirits took them and are playing with them now. We never found them. I don't know what happened, but I think about them sometimes and I feel sad. So, and he just sold his off. That is so, yes, sad. Led Zeppelin, record sleeves, I think that's also important. Kenshin. I watched some Kenshin anime on TV when I was little, and I think I had the impression that it's very bloody, and I don't really understand much. Maybe I didn't watch that much, but still, yeah, that's kind of devastating. Holy shit, he was going through a lot. But also, it is said here it was in the previous chapter, not the one that was animated. So I guess when they were animating, they already had the idea to take some important info from the other chapters that they are not going to animate. So did they have the intent from the start to only animate some of them, and were certain they are not going to animate some of them, so they were free just taking details out of them or like poses out of them?
He now decides to move in with Okuyasu since he is fascinated by his father's condition. Okuyasu asks Rohan if he can use Heaven's Door to fix him, but he refuses, since the father is already happy. This is very similar to another one-shot titled DNA, where Rohan refused to fix the little girl since he saw nothing wrong with her.
Okay, this is interesting. This must be also from the one shot that was not animated, right? Because I don't remember this. This panel looks... Oh gosh. This is the form of Mao's heart. Her heart has taken the form of a tail and appeared externally. You can consider it a visible stand ability. Don't try to cure the truth. That's what I'm saying. That's it. See ya. I gotta go now. Hope the merch I wanted isn't sold out yet. Is it the same timeline? You sold all your Sailor Moon, Led Zeppelin, and Kenshin, but you are still going to go buy some other merch? Doesn't add up. Okay. Hold on, maybe he bought so much merch, he was so out of money. Hold on, Mr. Rohan, this doesn't solve anything. Cure Mao, I refuse. My stand isn't able to cure anything. Right, the invisible baby had a name, Shizuka, so that's different. But this girl on the panel, the way she's drawn also looks, well, maybe not invisible, but like she's transparent. So they wanted him to fix her being transparent, and he was like, no, that's totally cool that she's transparent, I guess. It's interesting.
The second episode of the OVA is Mutsukabe Hill, the second one-shot chapter. Mutsukabe Hill originally came out before Millionaire Village, and is also directly referenced by it. Minoru no longer orders when he sits down.
Destal, is that a new band or something? Excuse me, one. Perry, please. Perry, is this some kind of water, I think? Yeah, I think there's some mineral water called Perrier, though it's written differently.
Some of Rohan's dialogue about Destal is removed.
He is an artist. This is a book of art by Destal. At least that's how Hamon Beat pronounced it, I think. He died in 1955. Is that how you say the date? Rohan Kishibe, 27 years old, manga artist, 11th year since his debut. Single, very important information. He is known for his paintings that are a clash between abstract and landscape paintings. The artwork is quite simple, yet the lighting, perspective, and pathos bring a tear to the eye. That's very interesting. Okay, so these are some of his works. This looks nice. This doesn't look too bad. But I like the colors and the edges, how they are very uneven, makes it look like a reflection on the water, which is pretty. This one is unfortunately very blurry, so it's not that interesting to look at. And this one too. Yeah, I guess that's not too bad. I'm not a fan of abstract art that much, but it's It's nice. Doesn't bring a tear to my eye, unfortunately, but it's pretty. The lighting, perspective, and pathos. Alright.
Some of the backstory for Osato Naoto's family is also
Removed. Naoko Osato was a female college student set to graduate the following spring, but at the end of September, she murdered her boyfriend. She is the lone daughter of a family that has gained success from making miso in Musukabe Hill village for 300 years. Yeah, maybe some of those details were omitted about making miso, for example. That's a very pretty page. Like, the art is so gorgeous. I should look at these one-shots in manga.
The video game that Gunpei is playing is now shown. It appears to be the same one that we see Josuke playing in the anime.
Okay.
Gunpei is no longer shown looking out the window. Naoto now elbows Gunpei instead of punching him.
These are very interesting set of details. He is not looking out of the window. Okay. What's up? Somebody come here from the main house? Who's that guy? The one with your dad wearing that lame waist belt with the dumb look on his face? I guess that scene wasn't present in the animation. Maybe it's not like that important for the flow of the story.
Shown looking out the window.
I kind of liked how this story was very mysterious. I felt like that the first one, the Millionaire Village, it was also weird. Like, all of them are weird. But the first one, I was maybe too focused on the etiquette. I'm like, nope. Very annoying. Get out of here with your freaking etiquette. And I don't know, it was kind of... I don't remember my initial impressions, but looking back on it, I think the second, like this hill, what was it pronounced like? It was way more mysterious, and I think that there was a twist in them that I didn't expect, and it was more like gross and creepy, like this kind of horror story, which I think is exciting in itself. And so what I'm trying to get at is maybe by erasing some moments from the one shot, they made the animated version a bit more mysterious, and I think that works well.
Naoto now elbows Gunpei instead
I said let go.
of punching him.
Okay, very important. No, elbows doesn't sound as comfortable, right? As convenient. You would usually take your, like, I'm talking like I'm a professional, right? Take your fist and punch a person, right? No, you don't try to elbow them. That doesn't sound... Yeah, I don't know. Well, doesn't matter, to be honest.
Naoto's wedding is now shown. The OVA shows the daily routine of disposing Gunpei's blood in the sink.
Oh, yeah, like, this is the gross part.
The OVA no longer mentions Naoto having children until later.
She and her husband Shuichi were blessed with 2 children, which brought their share of happiness, but that didn't spark particular passion in her. Yeah, I don't really remember. Maybe they showed the children here later? But here they were brought up early. I don't remember about the children at all. I remember about like the whole gross situation.
Real estate agent character is added who tries to buy the mountain from Rohan. This adds more tension to the scene with the daughter since he almost sees the dead body. Naoto is no longer shown speaking with her son and daughter at the end.
Okay, so this is the very end of the chapter. Research complete. Let's see. They, as well as Naoko Osato, seem reasonably happy, and I found my goal. Mom, do you think I'll ever become the bride of some wonderful person? Interesting aspirations. If you're a good girl, I'm sure you will. And I'm gonna become a gardener. They have interesting dreams, her children. That's all I can say. Bride of another... I mean, gardener is not that bad. It's actually kind of sweet, tending to the garden. Like a fairy tale, a garden, flowers. But it's really hard work, to be honest. I feel like that's why gardeners are usually men, because it's physically very toxic work. Even though a lot of women are tending to their gardens, but I'm sure the back is very tired, especially when you walk with the flower beds, not the bushes. And yeah, that's just, and you have to shovel the dirt and everything. It's a lot of hard physical work and long tedious manual work, so it's not as, I don't know, like fantasy like you could imagine being a gardener, walking inside the beautiful garden. I feel like there's so much going into it. He probably doesn't know it yet, that's why he's dreaming about it.
A new scene is added to the ending, which shows Josuke, Koichi, Okuyasu, and Mikitaka listening in on the story. This is the first time that Mikitaka has appeared in any Rohan one-shot. Rohan also questions Mikitaka about whether he is really an alien. The third and fourth...
that's a long going question. But I think that's a good addition that kind of ties in with the universe, right? Showing the other characters and really showing us, this is happening inside the universe. The other characters we know from the part are here too. They're kind of listening on the story. So it's not like just Rohan in a vacuum. I think that's a really good decision.
Episodes of the OVA released simultaneously, so I will cover them in the order of the original chapter's release. The third episode is based on the original one-shot story, At a Confessional.
Oh my gosh, that was the most confusing one. I remember in general the story, but I remember that when I watched through it, I was so confused. I was like, what the heck is going on? I didn't understand like half of it. I think there was actually a very nice comment that explained everything. Let's see. But actually, okay, spoilers. I guess you don't care about spoilers if you're watching this video. But I even pinned this comment. So that must have been the explanation. What actually happened was that the red-haired guy convinced one of his servants to go under a surgery to change their face. So when the evil spirit comes back, he attacks the servant instead of him. Like, how was I supposed to understand this? But I think that was the explanation, because I was so confused when watching like the episode itself. I was like, what is going on? Maybe I'll read all of this in the manga form, in the one-shots, so I will refresh my memory and also will see it in like a different medium. That would be cool.
With Rohan recounting a story to the reader, similar to many of the other one-shots.
Yeah, it also, makes sense before in the previous episode to be showing the other characters listening also to the story, if this is something that is meant to be told as a story to a reader, to a listener, to a viewer. And here he says, so in this page is this like the beginning of the one shot, I suppose. In the past, I was producing a series called Pink Dark Boy. Okay, interesting name. And please don't call the editorial department saying you haven't read that masterpiece. Why would I call the editorial department just to that? Hey guys, do you know, by the way, that I haven't read the series that you were publishing? Yeah, you wanted to know that, right? That's so weird. Though, due to an injury I suffered from a certain accident, I stopped writing it for a whole summer. During that hiatus, I traveled to Italy as research for a new development in my story and spent 8 days in Venice. That's so nice, when just for inspiration you can go and travel to Italy and chill for 8 days. And then living like that, you spend all your money and you have to live in some school student house and then at another school student's house and sell all your collections because you don't have money anymore. Interesting financial decisions. But he had a very nice life traveling to Italy, Venice. I've never been to Italy, only in the airport. The story being introduced now. It's a strange story Rohan Kishibe learned about coincidentally during his stay there. Okay, it was terrifying to hear about. I think A is not needed here. It was terrifying to hear about this event with his own ears. The buildings in the background are really pretty, and also Italy, fifth part. Okay, I'm getting distracted.
The OVA, he is now telling the story to Koichi. The OVA now connects this story to the beginning of part 5.
Because of Italy? Wait a second. Again, like he's telling it to Kaiichi. I feel like that's a really good way to do it. Not talk to us as a viewer, but show it as a story told to another one of the characters. Again, like interacting with the world. Yeah, I think that's a really good decision.
With Koichi asking Rohan to teach him how to speak Italian using Heaven's Door.
Are you Japanese? You speak very good Italian. It's amazing. Have you ever lived in Italy? He looks... What the heck? Giorno looks so different in the manga, at least in this panel. I feel like I saw manga panels with him before. Actually, I have to watch, I think, anime and manga differences in Vente Oreo, because I feel like I haven't watched that one yet. I remember that his suit is like dark blue instead of violet. I actually prefer violet in the anime. I think it looks very pretty. Well, I asked Rohan to make it so that I can. I learned. Very lazy of you. I also don't know anything in Italian, to be honest, of course. So yeah, I guess that was set up in Rohan's one shot and then used in the 5th part. Okay, that's nice.
Koichi is also now sporting his Part 5 anime design.
He changed? Okay. I'm not a fan of Kaiichi. I'm sorry. I'm not even looking at him.
Cafe scenes. Rohan's outfit appears to be based on the one which originated from the one-shot Poaching Seashore. In the manga.
Okay, so again, they used an outfit for the animated one from the one shot that they don't go into animate. Special creature that's even offered at a Shinto ritual at Ise Grand Shrine. The design of the celebratory noshi envelopes is based on a thinly peeled abalone. That's very interesting. It looks like we go deeper in Japanese culture in that one shot. Would be curious to watch it and learn a bit more. Maybe they decide... I'm not sure. Why wouldn't they animate it, right? It's for the Japanese... people, first of all. They would be like, yeah, that we know everything about that already. And I think Western audiences will be interested too. I wonder, like, why some one-shots were not animated? What was the reason? Like, they felt they're not interesting enough?
On the one which originated from the one-shot Poaching Seashore. In the manga, Rohan says that he traveled to Italy during a hiatus which was caused by an injury. In the OVA, Rohan now makes it clear that this is the same hiatus that started after he was beaten by Josuke. Rohan...
I see. Okay. That's clears things up.
No longer says that he has not committed any sins.
Okay, so that's... Right. I already forgot that we are talking about at a confessional. Because everything was about, like, some different things, I feel like. Of course, I've never actually committed any sins. Like, particularly sins, something serious. I've been thinking of maybe confessing to taking pictures in a church, despite it being against the rules. I'm actually like, even though I'm not religious, I feel like you have to respect, like, the rules of the places. So if it's an active church, I would feel bad about taking pictures of it, because there are churches where you can come in and look at it as a piece of architecture and there's no service being held, and maybe never the service is being held there nowadays. Then I feel completely alright, just walking around, taking photos, looking at everything. But if it's an active church, and especially if some service is already going on, of course I'm not going to take any photos. But my mom she like doesn't care about it, but she tries to do it sneakily. She's like, and I'm like, I don't know this person. I don't know what she's doing. I'm not here. I feel so embarrassed. So yeah, it's not a sin, but it's a bit uncomfortable. It's like icky a bit, I feel like.
Bags of corn no longer have labels on them.
Okay, that's very important detail, I'm sorry. There are no more labels. What are the labels? Gran Turco? That's it. Maybe it's some like existing company. That's why they decided to erase it in the animation. I always hated how busy it was. It was pretty time-consuming work, so I didn't even have time to get a girlfriend. Dang it. So one evening, well past 6 o'clock, I was working overtime like I often did. Yeah, that's like the beginning of the story.
The description of the vagrant is shortened in the OVA, and the confessor no longer mentions his race.
Did he mention it? Let's see. So it is his design. Obviously, he's standing in a way that is not very realistic. He would fall over. And he has a very interesting shoe on his left foot. I don't think I noticed that in the animation. He was unsteady on his feet. Yeah, okay, that's fair. He does look unsteady on his feet. Had shiftless, empty eyes, coarse hair, and stank of BO. I have no idea what that is. You could tell with one look he was a tramp. What's more, the words are so tiny. He seemed to be Asian. Really? He doesn't... Well, okay, it's manga. They all look ambiguous mostly. Even the Asian or the Italian, they all look the same. It would certainly... What's more, it's like it's an important point. Okay, it could certainly be understandable if he had abandoned his low-wage country to come to our country to earn money. Yeah, I see why they decided to get rid of that. They were like, okay, that's a bit kind of racist, I suppose. But knowing full well that there were no jobs where you could make easy money here, he exuded the scent of a loser. Okay, so he made a lot of assumptions based on... I mean, you could make assumptions on the first things, like the facts that he said, but then he started going in the whole fantasy land, like how he got there, what was his intentions, and how he got to this point. It was all like him trying to be a Sherlock Holmes based on nothing, basically nothing, only his race. So yeah, that's weird. With a look on his face that looked like it could have been a smile, or he could be about to burst into tears, the tramp said to me, "Please, won't you give me something to eat?" Yeah, I remember that scene. I don't remember this cool shoe on his foot, though.
The confessor is eating a different kind of sandwich during his flashback.
Okay, that's about like some of these differences are like, okay, a different type of sandwich, all right. That's important, I suppose. He's eating a very regular sandwich in manga, how I would imagine, yeah, very regular sandwich. But in anime, he has a much juicier, big, cooler looking sandwich. Maybe they wanted to empathize that somehow.
Kind of sandwich during his flashback.
Okay.
The confessor's wife is shown in more detail.
Okay, so he didn't show manga pages with her, so I guess she was maybe completely shadowed like they do sometimes, right? And we couldn't see anything, and in anime I guess it would look weird or suspicious, so they decided to just show her fully as this beautiful woman.
The location of the confessor's mansion is no longer mentioned.
No longer... Okay, so it was mentioned. Also, very pretty panel, cool looking car. So many, like, the servants, I suppose. I ended up with more money than I could ever hope to use. I've even got a villa in Como and Sardinia. Okay, and I heard about Sardinia, I didn't hear about Como. Yeah, so that's obviously a city in Italy. I'm not sure what I was hoping to find. It looks very pretty. Like on water, very cute. But Sardinia is like a whole region, right? He mentions one very specific city and then like a whole region. But okay, yeah, so very nice, like touristy like places. So I guess it's emphasized in manga that he got villas in really desired locations, desired by everyone. I got no fewer than 15 servants and 3 drivers at my house now. 6, 12, 13, 14, and I guess 15 servant is somewhere out of view here. I'm checking.
The details on the birds in the manga indicates that they are pigeons.
Okay, yeah, they do look like pigeons. Give me pigeons are cute.
In the OVA, the birds are pure white, closer to being doves.
I wonder why. Maybe, again, they tried to make it more symbolic.
The spirit no longer mentions the different excuses that the confessor might make.
Bright as hell. This is unfair. You don't mind if I do this in the shade, right? First you want to do it in the shade, and then what are you going to ask? Maybe to do it inside the case the wind blows, that sweat might get in your eyes, so wait for wind when you want sweat. I feel like maybe that was cut out because that sounds too funny and the moment has to be more scary and dramatic.
The story now ends back at the cafe with Okuyasu and Yukako listening in with new dialogue.
I'm not listening anymore, I'm looking at Yukako.
Okuyasu suggests that the evil spirit may have actually been a stand, and Yukako says that she would protect Koichi if an evil spirit went after him. Yukako's design here is based on her appearance in another Rohan one-shot titled...
Oh, she looks so cute here. What a surprise, I'm getting a different image of you now. Mr. Rohan, since when were you a baseball fan? She looks so cute.
DNA.
Yeah, like she looks a bit different here, you know? I feel like I like how she looked originally a bit more, but yeah, I can see there's a slight difference, and also in her clothes as well, so I guess, yeah, that's the clothes are obviously taken from this other one shot.
On her appearance in another Rohan one-shot titled DNA.
DNA, yeah, I guess. Another one that wasn't animated and they took something from it. Yukako was there. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I should start from that one.
The fourth episode is based on the 8th and most recent chapter, The Run.
Okay, I feel like that was the most popular one, and it was very... self-contained is maybe not the best word, but I feel like all the other stories that were animated, they were less concise maybe, and I feel like it worked really well for the run, that I feel like the space for it was smaller and the focus was more like laser focused on something specific that really worked in its favor, and maybe that's why I feel like it's more popular, because it's less flowy. It's still weird, but it's more clear, I feel like, right? More clear and concise that other... I'm trying to use the vocabulary that I have. I'm not sure if you like get my point. I hope you do.
During the introduction monologue, there is now a moment where Rohan becomes scared and starts looking around. Rohan no longer mentions the title of the story by name.
It's only because I got lucky that everything from my wrist up is still intact. These events are episode 10! They're out! Yeah, okay, that's a bit of... Yeah, that would be maybe weird in the anime. Because I feel like they tried to make it look more natural in the animation. Not him calling this like episodes and talking directly to the reader or the viewer in this case, right? They showed it like, just things happening in universe, the characters talking between each other, him telling the story to the other characters, and not just calling out the name of the episode. Again, completely understandable.
The line on the map of Japan now leads to a slightly different location.
What? Why? If you ride the Shinkansen for about 1 hour and 30 minutes from S-City Station in southwest Moriocho to Tokyo Station, the ride about 30 minutes on either JR or the subway from Tokyo Station. I guess it continues further. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different location, somewhere very inland in manga, but in anime they show a location that's directly on the shore.
That Yoma was in the movie with are no longer mentioned by name.
And his photos were put in a magazine, and he was paid for a minor role in a movie. Takeru Sato is here. At the filming location, he saw Goayano and Takeru Sato off in the distance. So these are like real life people?
The real life actors that Yoma was in the movie with are no longer mentioned by name.
Yeah, I think that also makes sense. It's something that they would do in animation, not mention real people from real life. I think that's understandable. Again, maybe to separate a little bit, right? It's another like fictional world, or maybe the same reason why they can't name brands and stuff like that.
Yoma is more buff than he was in the manga, a change made after Araki requested David Production to do so.
Okay, wait. During the design stage, we received detailed instructions from Hirohiko Araki to give Yoma Hashimoto, a character who appears in the run, a much more stronger looking physique compared with the original manga. Have a look at Yoma's mesmerizing muscles. Okay, wait, is there a comparison? No, wait, where's the comparison between manga though? Okay, I think this is the correct manga panel. They I'm sorry, they look like dolls. You know, their physique looks so weird. Like here specifically, I don't know, maybe that's, I'm not sure why, because they're running. Also the effect on the treadmill, it looks like there's fucking blood coming out of it. That's so creepy. But like talking about his physique, yeah, he looks like a wooden doll, but it still looks pretty buff to me. Like it's very muscular. Like find the difference. I'm sorry. I guess, yeah, maybe there are some weird muscles here on his sides. Do they even exist in real life? Do people look like that? And his arms are bigger, I suppose. Yeah, I guess it's not that much of a drastic difference, maybe. And also his belly. Yeah, they made it, I feel like, even less realistic to really hone in on this point and make it look even more weird, because you can't even see like his belly button. it looks creepy. So I guess that was maybe the idea.
The price of the protein that Yoma buys is now higher.
I'm sorry. Is this adjusted for inflation? 2,000 grams for 4,800 yen. And meanwhile in manga, they were selling cheap protein at the gym, lamb-free protein, 4,000 yen for 2,000 grams. Pretty cheap. So it went up in price by 800 yen. That's a big difference, right? Much cheaper than Polo Crow. So I borrowed your 5,000 yen. Sorry about that. I'll give it back tomorrow. Okay, $33. That's not much, right? For a shit ton. It was what? 2,000 grams, so 2 kilograms. 2 kilograms for 30 euro. I think it's probably a good. Holy shit! That's a lot in rubles. But I feel like, yeah, we have a very bad economics now, and also this OVA also came out like some years ago, and I feel like if you look at the price in dollars or in euros for 2 kilograms, it sounds like a good price.
He also now mentions the flavor he bought.
Okay, but that was, why did they choose the chocolate flavor? Okay, I bought protein powder before, but it was pretty, it was a while ago. It was some years ago. I felt like it was pricey. I paid, I think, 1,000 rubles for it. It was maybe 1 kilogram. So, yeah, it was a bit cheaper than this. It is like $10, I think, around $10 for 1 kilogram, and I chose vanilla flavor, but in the end most of it stayed in the bag because I didn't like the flavor. Maybe I should have chosen chocolate one.
A scene where Rohan and Yoma have a weightlifting contest. More of Yoma's training.
So I guess that wasn't in the manga when they were having a weightlifting contest.
More of Yoma's training and diet is shown, along with a silhouette of the god Hermes appearing over him while he's running.
Oh, but that's not out of nowhere, right? It was chosen from the manga. He is a man possessed by the god of muscle. He is represented by many names, but in Greek myth, he is known as the god Hermes. Okay, no, that is not, that's the wrong direction. Maybe Hermes is the right way to say. Yoma Hashimoto became an avatar of Hermes. I was wrong to approach him. So it was taken from the manga.
Foreshadowing the revelation from the end of the story.
Oh. Right. They chose to show it before. I forgot the end of the story actually. I'm like, wait, that was the revelation. I completely forgot. See, I remember the whole story, but I forgot the twist in it. I feel like the Matsuhabe or whatever Hill had the most interesting twist out of all of this story, the most like unexpected and like what the fuck one. This is like, yeah, okay, but Hermes, then no wonder I forgot this. It's not that crazy. I mean, come on. But yeah, so they added some foreshadowing, which is smart.
There is a new scene of Yoma jumping rope in the apartment. One of the shots of Rohan and Yoma running is now styled to look like the JoJo fighting game.
Wait, I don't remember this. Was it? No, that was so cool.
Heritage for the future.
Oh my gosh, maybe I have to rewatch it. It's not like I was a huge fan of this episode in particular, but now that I watched this video, I'm like, dang, maybe that's the one I would want to actually rewatch, because like there's some details I don't remember that are pretty cool.
There is a new scene of the trainer wondering where his previous customer went, since he was recently killed by Yoma.
Mm-hmm.
The moment leading up to Yoma grabbing the remote is now much longer. Rohan no longer...
Yeah, I guess to kind of add more suspense, or what you call it.
...that this gym is on the 8th floor of the Morio Grand Hotel.
I'm in Moriocho, a city. The treadmills by the windows in the training gym on the 8th floor of the Morio Grand Hotel. It's a very interesting place to go to the training gym in the Grand Hotel. I guess that must be a gym for rich people.
The story now ends with Rohan leaving the gym.
Again, by the way, Rohan making very smart financial decisions, right? That's... Okay.
And that was every difference so far in the Rohan OVAs.
Maybe he should have thought a bit more about... like money. Like this guy, he was trying to find cheap protein. He was thinking about it a little bit, even though he was also paying for this expensive gym. But Rohan, he wasn't thinking. He was paying for expensive gym, buying all the merch, traveling to Italy, and then he's like, dang, I don't have no money. What am I going to do? I mean, like, what did you expect?
2 more recent episodes have vastly improved compared to the previous. I feel like David Production did a very good job representing the Part 8 art style. Both the one-shots and the OVAs...
Wait, Part 8 art style? From manga? That's what he said? Okay, in any case, we learned about the differences. That's the most important part. And what you believe? Like this video, it was 6.5 minutes, and I've been filming for 50 minutes. This is my course. I don't know what to do about this, but that was very interesting. I feel like, yeah, I don't remember these OVAs in detail anymore, but watching through this video, the differences between manga and anime, it seems like they weren't that drastic. They were pretty... I feel like I have a sense of deja vu, that I said that before when doing reactions on anime and manga differences for the actual parts themselves. That usually it's something like, oh, we have to remove a brand name or real person's name, or we have to emphasize something, or like we want to add a little bit of foreshadowing or a little bit of tension, or just these little details that I think are really good decisions and that work really well in the animated version. So yeah, I think that's why I really trust this animation studio. I feel like they always do. I didn't read JoJo manga obviously, but I feel like the animated parts, they look so gorgeous, and looking at this kind of videos as well makes me think, oh, they were very truthful to the original material, and what they changed, it's just some little details or maybe a little less gore and stuff like that. So I think that's really lovely. But maybe, yeah, it would be cool to actually read the one-shots themselves. I actually also started reading Kira manga. That's how I have it written down. Before, it was a few chapters. I did a reaction on the first chapter, and then I never edited and never uploaded it. I think I still have the raw file, so I can still edit it and publish it, and then read the remaining chapters. And maybe I could do reaction on other Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan chapters if I can find them. I think that could be interesting, and just for myself, I don't think, because I already reacted to the animated versions, but just for myself, I think it could be interesting to reread the ones that were animated and kind of refresh the story in my mind, because, yeah, watching through this video, it made me think like, oh, yeah, they were pretty cool, and I don't remember them that well anymore. I don't remember the twists that well anymore. So maybe it would be cool to re-experience them in a different kind of medium, right? That would be quite interesting. But what about you? Did you read the other one-shots? How do you feel about Kishibe Rohan OVA and the differences between manga and animated version? Would you be interested in me reacting to the manga content? Not the main jojo manga, right? But these kind of things like one-shots, like I did with Jalin and Gucci, by the way. If you haven't seen this video, you can go watch this. But yeah, that would be it for today. I think that was quite interesting. So share your thoughts in the comments down below. Without any spoilers for future parts, we are talking only about the parts that were animated and the content connected to the parts that were already animated. So first 6 parts for now. 7th was announced, but I don't know anything about it yet. Almost nothing. So yeah, and that would be it for today. So thank you for watching, and see ya.